I'm going to go through the grade 3 rudiments and exercises. The rudiments are all rolls. The different lengths of the roll are given by numbers. So we have a 5-stroke roll because there should be 5 strokes hitting the drum throughout the roll, and a 7-stroke roll and a 9-stroke roll. The 5-stroke roll is what we normally know as a quaver roll. So it lasts for half a beat. That means our hands move in semi-quavers and bounce for the roll and then tap at the end, which will be on the next beat. So it will do a bounce, bounce, tap, bounce, bounce, tap. And when you speed it up, bounce, bounce, tap, bounce, bounce, tap, brrrr, brrrr. The 7-stroke roll is normally played as a triplet, so 3 hand movements evenly over the space of time before, and then the tap at the end. Z-z-z-bat, z-z-z-bat, or bounce, 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 hit. You can also do this as part of your semi-quavers, so as part of armadillo, armadillo, and bounce the armadillo and tap the O at the end. Armadillo, z-z-z-dat, z-z-z-dat. Or the other way around, dat, z-z-z, dat, z-z-z, would still be a 7-stroke roll. But most of the time, we see them written as triplets, or for the length of a triplety sounding z-z-z-dat, z-z-z-dat, z-z-z-dat. The 9-stroke is the one that we're most familiar with. This would be our armadillo roll. I call it a Coca-Cola. So we have bounce, 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 hit. Again, we get the numbers bounce, 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 bounce. So that's 4 bounces. So if you double that, 2 times 4 is 8, plus the tap on the end gives us the 9 for the 9-stroke roll. That doesn't mean we have to be ultimately that accurate with our bouncing, although we don't want too many bounces going in there. And eventually we will be able to control the sound. For the exercises, it will be important to keep those bounces sounding neat and fairly open rather than buzzed. So have a work on controlling those bounces as you go. So grade 3, exercise 1. This has a great groove at the beginning, using mostly paradiddles, going between the various toms. So we've got paradiddle, paradiddle, cat, cat. So floor, high, floor, snare, floor, high, floor, snare and crash. And our opening bar. We then develop on that in the next bar. Floor, floor, snare, floor, high, and then double strokes, floor, high, snare, high. And all the while, through that first line, our feet are just walking. We then have exactly the same start on the second line as we did on the first. Floor, floor, snare, floor, high, floor, crash and snare. But we finish the second line with single strokes on the snare drum, armadillo, armadillo, crash, and then crash with snare. So really the opening 2 lines can be really nice and purposeful and sound, like I said, with a nice solid groove. When we get to the third line, we want more of a military feel. We've got our rolls creeping in here. On the third line, we've got 5-stroke rolls on the second beat and the third beat. They're written out in the sticking patterns rather than as a roll. So it would be elephant, roll, roll, hit, cola, tap, whichever way you want to think of it, bounce, bounce, hit, and then and then a paradiddle. Then we do the same thing, elephant, roll, roll, hit, paradiddle. So you do the same thing twice and we've got a crescendo going through that. So starting it nice and gently and gradually increasing. And then on our last line, starting forte, double strokes, floor, floor, high, high, snare, snare, high, high, floor, floor, snare, high, snare, snare, high, high. Difficult to say, easier to play. Keeping really nice clear double strokes with that one. And then a paradiddle, hit, hit to finish. Watch where the accents lie, da 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 bat, da 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 bat, bat for the ending. And really nice and strong because you've got to fortissimo by then. So overall, exercise 1, good groove. And don't forget that third line, really military feel, very neat on your snare drum, starting nice and quiet near the drum and gradually increasing up to your forte. Make sure you've got those 5-stroke rolls down, z-z-da, z-z-da, except we're not really wanting a buzzy sound, we want clearer open bounces, digga-digga-da, digga-digga-da, okay? So exercise number 2 is a waltz feel. We want a more graceful kind of sounding exercise here. Really getting the hang of the feet doing bass, hat, hat, bass, hat, hat, bass, hat, hat, all the way through till the last bar. Our rolls at the beginning, because of the tempo, it's hard to fit in lots of armadillos or anything like that. Just roll until you get to and move your feet. So roll, tap, tap, roll, tap, stop. Okay, making sure you have a nice clean tap on the last one. And then ting, flam, flam, keep the grace notes really close in, so the little ones, so they're nice and neat. Paradiddle da, paradiddle ting. So watch as you come round to the second line, getting back over onto your ride cymbal. Left, right, ting. You've got to be thinking that right hand going over to your ride cymbal. Then your flams again. Double, 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 double. Now these have to be really from your wrists to get them nice and quick enough and nice and clear. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Okay. Ting, drag, drag. Again, keeping those grace notes nice and neat and tucked in. Before single strokes, armadillo, 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 ting. So getting louder to go to your ride cymbal. Drag, drag, crash, wait, rough. So crash, wait, da-ga-da-boom. Crash, wait, go to bed, tom. They've not given you any sticking, so do your rough the way that it suits you best to make it sound really good. Nice accent on the main note there. Da-ga-da-boom. Keep them nice and close. To get the fortepiano start to the roll at the beginning, so you see you've got an F and then a P. So it means it wants it to be loud, then straight away quiet. So hit at the beginning of your roll and then come right down. For exercise 3, we've got a great 16th beat, but and then these bounces on the hi-hat. So you're doing a 9-stroke roll, Coca-Cola, but we really want to open up the bounces so that it sounds really clear on the hi-hat. So you can almost hear digga 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 da, our demi-semi-quavers by bouncing them that way. We've got a choke at the end of the first line, so getting that left foot up, nice sounding choke, but then it goes immediately to piano on the next line, so don't overdo it. Make sure you can come away a little bit. There is an accent on the piano, so you can get away with it not being too quiet. And then 4-stroke roughs on the snare drum, each one being a bit louder than the last. This time they do give you some sticking, so do go with that. gives you a chance to practice doing it either way. Then we've got I like the end of the second line, nice little fill bit there. So we do the rough on the snare and then snare, high, floor, bass, flam. So dum-dum, digga-da-bum, bra. Dum, da-da-da-bum, bra. Getting that rhythm in there. The third line is a repeat of the first line, except we've got a crash at the end of it. So instead of the hi-hat choke, you do a crash. And then our final line, I was kind of finishing, double, double, crash, double, double, crash, roll, 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 hit. So getting the crashes in line with your bass drums, because your first one, bass drum with a right-handed crash, but the second one, left-handed crash with a bass drum. And then your nice open bounces for your 9-stroke roll there with an accent. And then this is where the 7-stroke roll comes in. It's not the triplet one. We've got a bass roll, 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 and then round the kit. Bum, za, 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 da, 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 bass, flam. So don't get mixed up at the end there. You've got a bass just before the last note. And getting back to your snare drum for the last one. Try and get a really big crescendo as you're coming through. Don't start too loud so that you've got somewhere to go. It really needs a good funk rock feel. And we've got that steady semi-quaver group, but embellished with the bounces on the hi-hat.